Okay, this one's gonna be a short video, but I wanted to go over 5 meta ad mistakes that you might be making for your B2B SaaS funnel and how to fix them. So you've got a VSL funnel that's getting people to book calls, and which is awesome. But then you get on the calls and realize that they're a complete waste of time. So if that sounds familiar, it's a super common problem, and it usually starts with who your meta ads are targeting and attracting. So today, let's run through like 5 simple fixes for this. Uh, we'll use an example of a B2B SaaS company that sells AI demand planning software. So basically, how to manage their inventory, how to predict demand in different parts of the world that they are shipping products to, and you know predict seasonal changes, predict user behavior, and you know and so on. So let's go over the first one, and it's campaign objective. A lot of people default to traffic because it feels right, but what you're basically doing is just asking Meta to give you cheap clicks, and that's not what you want. Meta algorithm is extremely smart right now, and it's going to give you exactly the kind of people that you want for your company if you do the right thing and have the right copy and the right creative. So for our B2B software example, the key will be to use the leads objective. It's a simple switch. It tells Meta to find people who have a history of actually filling out forms for booking a demo and showing buying intent. For most B2B SaaS companies that want to book a demo with high paying other businesses, they need to get that buying intent figured out, so that so the leads objective is basically the key to uh, booking those calls. Now the creative itself is the second part that needs fixing. It might sound a bit backward, but a great ad actually repels more people than it attracts. So we want to stop being generic with our creatives. So instead of a vague ad for fashion brands, we can just get way more specific and say something like, for fashion brands with over this much in revenue. This acts like a very powerful instant filter, and you can include this in your copy and in your static ads, or if the if it's a video ad, you can just say it out loud. This way you're just not wasting money into your ad, for small boutiques, and just not targeting the people that you don't want to attract. So you're making your ideal customer feel seen, and you're helping the wrong people just scroll past your ad and not click on it. um, the third on the list is ad copy. So it's easy to fall into the trap of just using buzzwords and generic keywords. And there's also the fact that some people use just too much jargon, and just nobody can understand the creative. So much better approach is just to speak the exact language of the customer, what they are expecting to hear. So for our running example of our AI software, this means talking about things like reducing costly overstock markdowns, like improving forecast accuracy for seasonal collections, and so on. So what this does is it shows that you really get their world and where they're actually coming from, and which just makes you an authority in their eyes, and they click on the ad and actually want to know what they are talking about and what your product is about. Number 4 is lead magnet. This may not be applicable to all B2B SaaS companies, because only few of them offer a lead magnet in their ads to attract calls and so on. A common mistake here is that you offer something too broad, like the guide to e-commerce growth, and it will attract all of the wrong people, mostly the wrong people. So what we want to do is be a hyper specific case study, like how these brands used our AI software or used a similar software to cut inventory waste by 30% or so on. How this brand increased their revenue in this hyper competitive season by 50% and so on. So an asset like this is very irresistible to your ideal customer, basically because it's pretty much useless to anyone who's not your ideal customer. So it's a great filter, like I said, in an earlier point. So this is exactly what you want to do if you're running a lead magnet. And last is the funnel logic. So you are running a VSL funnel, and a lot of funnels just go straight to the video, or just straight bombard you with the calendar link and lets anyone book a slot. Sometimes it may bring you more unqualified leads than qualified leads. So what you want to do is build an application wall. So after the VSL, which is the most effective way of bringing in these demos, instead of just a calendar popping up on their screen, you just make them fill out a mandatory demo application form. This is where you can ask a few of those hard qualifying questions like, what's your annual revenue? What's your budget for a solution like this? What's your main pain point right now, and so on. So only the prospects who are great fit will get redirected to your calendar and booking page. This way you're not just attracting low quality calls, and your sales team is not dealing with people who have no buying intent. And I'm not really kidding. This is like seriously it will triple the quality of your sales calls instantly. So make sure to get that. So yeah, these are the 5 mistakes that I wanted to make a quick video about. And if you do these, you'll see a huge drop in wasted ad spend and big jump in the quality of leads that you actually see on these calls. And I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.